Shalom, family. This is Yuda, and I have some very exciting news for our people today. As I promised in several videos, that I was going to keep my eyes peeled and watch for signs that was related to our gathering. In other words, leaving that God-forsaken country. There has been some major breakthroughs in the continent, and it's directly related to each and every one of you, at least those of you who are truly dedicated to the Torah and its laws, statutes, and commandments. Okay, so what I found out is there is a program that's called the ADDI. Now, I'm still researching information, but what I found so far, I'm going to share with you in this brief video. So what you see on the screen right now is the information. So I'm going to go through each particular section and hope that you can get a good understanding about what's happening and how it relates to you. This lady here her name is Dr. Ari Kiana. I'm not sure how, we're going to get to that. But let me just read this real quick. Welcome to African Diasporas, that's you, Development Institute, an institute designed to be the home for all African diasporas. Again, that's you, that's us. Africa defines African diaspora as all people of African descent living outside of Africa. 400 years of separation between the Africans on the continent and their brothers and sisters outside of Africa must come to an end. Y'all listen. I don't know if you can see what's going on, so just in case you can't, let me cue you up. We are about to leave the country, at least a great number of us. Now, this is not the Exodus. This is the gathering. This is how it starts. This continent is paving the way for us to get away from the oppressive and suppressive government that we've been under for 400 years plus. Oh, it's happening. For far too long, the rule of divide and conquer has been effectively applied to us. Our beloved continent of Africa has been painted as a dying and diseased continent. This could not possibly be further from the truth. Africa is a rich, beautiful, vibrant, energetic, and incredibly blessed continent with every natural resource the world could ever need. No other continent on earth comes anywhere near Africa's riches. It is precisely because of these riches that Africa has been victimized by the West and now the East for far too long. As children of Africa, we must wake up from our slumber of many centuries and reclaim the driver's seat of Africa's development. The building of Africa we want is our responsibility and ours alone. Let us come together and create the meaningful unity of purpose. We owe it to our children, our grandchildren, and generations to come Mother Africa is calling her children home. Let me break this down for you real quick. The continent of Africa has finally acknowledged who we are. That's not to say that they are exact on their understanding of who we are. But the most important thing is that you know who you are. And beside that, there is a spirit being put upon the people that run this continent. And that spirit is causing them to act on the behalf of the chosen people of the book. That is you and me. This is a big thing. This is a huge thing. Okay? So let's move on to a little bit about this. This program has been made available to anyone who wishes to join this institute. And I would advise anybody that is able to or can afford to join. This is critical. I mean, this is a sign above all signs. Now, it's my understanding, and we'll probably go through each one of these pages just to see what this is all about. So we're right now, we at the home of this site. We're gonna go to about, and then sectors, chapters, Wakanda 1, knowledge, join, donate, projects, and Burkina Faso. Now, from my understanding, the cost to join, and this will be the best money you ever spent, is $1 a day, which would be $365 in total. And that's about $1 a day. I think that's very, very, very cheap to gain your freedom from suppression. I've been following the information and news about Burkina Faso for the last 3 years. I knew then that this was part of the Great Awakening. I didn't say much about it to any of you because I was still seeking information and verifying things that I was reading and hearing. And with each passing day, week, and month, and year, I became more and more convinced. This is our day, people. This is our day. So let's move on to about. About ADDI, the bridge between Africa and the African diaspora. The African Diaspora Development Institute was born out of the desire to bring Africa to the world and the world to Africa. There currently is no one resource to easily find information about Africa. ADDI aims to become that resource. We have come to the realization that the current status of the African economy is due to the mass exodus of the African diaspora out of Africa. This exodus began with the loss of Africa's children through slavery 400 years ago, followed by the recent migrants who left Africa in search of greener pastures or running away from famine and wars. The children of Africa have ended up in the Americas, Australia, and New Zealand, Europe, and Asia. African heads of state are calling on all people of African descent, African diaspora, to come back home and build the Africa that we want. Due to slavery and colonization, Africa and her children on the continent and abroad are a wounded people, and we need healing. ADDI was formed to heal these wounds by reconnecting all people of African descent with our roots in Africa, the motherland. We plan to open ADDI offices in all African countries. Do you know what that means? That means all 54 countries will eventually, hopefully pretty soon, offer citizenship to every diaspora, every descendant of the Atlantic slave trade will be invited to come back home and gain citizenship. Man, look, this is where a big hallelujah is due. This is huge, y'all. The motherland. We plan to open ADDI offices in all African countries in order to give the African governments easy access to the African diaspora. Through our extensive database, our hope is that the African government will gift the African diaspora business in collaboration with the business on the continent. First right of refusal of all developmental contracts in Africa, national and continental projects. Man, look, this is what we've been waiting on. This is what we've been waiting on. Let's go right up here. We're going to come here in a little bit. How to become a member, and the ADDI store and the cart where you make your, I would assume this is where you would make your payment for joining this institute. And listen, y'all, it's worth every penny. So let's go to sectors. See what this is all about. Now, this is my first time going through this website. So I'm not completely 100% informed on everything about it, but what I have got so far is absolutely brilliant. Sectors: agriculture, chapter information culture, digital technology, IT, education, engineering and architects, finance, healthcare, legal, media, minings and minerals, outreach, small business, trade and investments. These are all the opportunities that's available to all diasporas that qualify. Now, it mentions small business. This is big also. Many of you have gained knowledge and skills living in that forsaken land that you could apply in this continent. Now, I just want y'all to try to picture something. Picture a utopia, a land where you have no more oppression. You're able to freely express yourself as an individual or as a part of a community. This is available. This is something that you couldn't do in the U.S. And it's been repeatedly proven throughout our entire history in that demonic place. Every time our people start to rise, those people shut us down. And this is what we should not tolerate anymore. Come home, people. This is the place to go. Let's see what chapters is all about. International chapters. Let me check this out. I'm going through this for the first time with you guys. So I'm seeing it for the first time myself. International chapters connect with a chapter of ADDI in your area and help build the Africa that we all want. Here's a list of, participators. It's quite a list. I don't know these people yet. I have written to immigration. I wrote an email to immigration. I haven't received a reply yet. Seeking more information directly from them So you, like I said, you all are seeing this with me for the first time, but these are all the countries that we are scattered in. And check this out. I've been wanting to mention this. You know, when we were taken into slavery, or our ancestors rather, for some reason, we always hear about North America. But it's almost as if though we were channeled to focus only on North America while leaving Brazil completely out. But listen, most, the biggest part of our people went to Brazil. And there's a big number of us still there. And somehow, unintentionally, I would assume, we leave them out. Let's not do that anymore. These are the people that I'm assuming who have a part in all of the ADDI. The list goes on. Now, I'm going to go to Wakanda 1. We're going to see what's going on with Wakanda 1. It is the city of return. Listen, y'all, this is the creator. These people are acting on behalf of us, but they're being I'm looking for the right word, inspired by the creator's spirit. Just like when he chose Cyrus to go to Babylon and get my people out. Okay, Cyrus was a Hamite. He wasn't one of us. So a lot of people, a lot of our people are probably asking, about, I don't trust all these people. Well, listen, I really don't know what to say about people that think that way. But this thing that's happening right now, it has nothing to do with your personal feelings or belief, but it has everything to do with who you are and how things have been made available and being provided for you to come back home. America is not your home. Even those who believe that they were there before Columbus so-called discovered America, where did you come from before that? I read somebody's comment not too long ago where they said that they traced their lineage all the way back to the 1700s, and they didn't see anywhere along the way that connected them to Africa. Well, let me correct that person on that. You were not born as a nation. And when I say that, I'm speaking from the historical point of view. You didn't get there as a person that was native, so to speak. You came there. Your ancestors went there. And that's a whole nother story that it would take too much time to get into and explain. But the fact of the matter is when the 10 lost tribes left the continent, they ended up, and at the time was called Astar, I think I'm right, or Astera, something like that, which is now today called America. So yeah, your ancestors, they were there when Columbus popped up on you. But that is not where you originated from. So let's just get that straight. Now, the president, Nana Akufo-Addo of Ghana declared in 2019 the year of return. Now, y'all remember when this happened, there was a lot of mixed emotions, feelings, and events that really didn't pan out the way it should have. Okay? A lot of our people went to Ghana under the administration of that president during that time, which at that time was not at this time. So things were different. And they were under a greedy, selfish rulership. Well, now there's a new president, and his name is Bahama, who has also started to make changes to Ghana. In fact, he's got on board with Ibrahim Traore. And if you've been noticing or been paying attention to events and things happening in this continent, each continent, month by month, day by day, week by week, they're all kicking out the Western influence. That's a huge thing. They're taking back their nation, their continent. They're putting out all those who are Western puppets, mainly those who are under the ECOWAS, which is Western influence and controlled. All of that's going away. So now Ghana is a very important potential. And I'm pretty sure that it's going to work out for the best. Just a matter of time. I move slow, y'all. I have to, before I bring anything to you, I got to feel what's happening. I got to be able to make sense out of what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing. And this, I saw this 3 years ago, but I didn't dare speak on this particular topic because I wasn't sure. But I saw this, and I knew this was going to spread through the continent like wildfire, and it's doing exactly that. So a lot of you are familiar with the Ghana declared 2019 the year of return. I'll just read a brief paragraph of what was said. This year signified 400 years of the first documented Africans landing on the shores of the Americas as slaves. Now, if you notice, it says Americas. That includes South America. It wasn't just North America. President Nana Akufo-Addo, that's who was ruling at the time, realized the need for the children of Africa, descendants of the formerly enslaved, to come home, or to come back home to Africa. He has commissioned that a city is to be built at the very same port that the slaves were taken out of on their way to North America and South America, among others, from Africa. I would like to, this is the, let's see if I can find her name. Anyway, let's just listen to a little bit of what this lady has to say.
Welcome to African Diaspora Development Institute, an institute that is designed to be the bridge between the African diaspora and the motherland, Africa. We're looking forward to an amazing 2021 where we have many projects that are laid out for you. Our blueprint is very clear in terms of what we would...
Now this was in the year 2021. There's been a lot of major changes since then. So don't get this mixed up with today's events. But just listen to what she's saying.
Like to see accomplished this coming year. Of course, our flagship program is going to be the Wakanda City of Return, which is going to be built in our beloved city of Cape Coast in Ghana. That is going to be the shining city on the hill. The city that's going to stand up and look across the Atlantic and remind the slavers that while you may have won for over 400 years, the children of Africa are back home, back to that piece of land their ancestors last set foot on the beloved continent of Africa. The children of Africa, descendants of the formerly enslaved, are going to come back home to Cape Coast. That is where we are going to converge and look the slavers in the face and say, you may have won for over 400 years, but ultimately we are the victors. Wakanda City of Return, Cape Coast, Ghana. Please go to our website, learn more about it. Another exciting project that we are looking to also sponsor, this time we are focusing on addressing
They just showed her
those
name.
issues that are pivotal issues to Africa's economic development. We are focusing on addressing those issues that are pivotal issues to Africa's economic development. As diaspora, we are saying, in order for us to really take over our beloved continent, we must get ourselves involved in ownership. We have chosen 3 sectors to concentrate on: mining, agriculture, manufacturing. Can you imagine, my brothers and sisters, if we can increase our ownership of these sectors? So on that end, we're going to be introducing a country every month and highlighting those 3 sectors, and more importantly, identifying projects for you to invest in. Projects ranging from as little as 50,000 and all the way to millions. Our plan is to raise a bond of $500 million per country. And that's going to be our entry into a country, and that's how we're going to begin to fund the projects that diaspora are going to be involved in as we come together to build the Africa that we want. All that information is going to be available for you on our website. And of course, look out for our monthly webinars where we'll be telling you all about it, where we'll be sharing ideas about what our beloved Africa is ready to offer us, about what our beloved continent is ready to do for us. So join our ADDI.org. Be part of the movement. Learn more about the blueprint. Learn more about the projects that we're going to be rolling out in 2021. But above all, you must be a participant in the building of the Wakanda City of Return in Cape Coast, Ghana. See you there.
Okay, they are making things possible that were not possible before. We've been enslaved in a very oppressive country or countries for a very long time. Most of us are mentally tired from all of the stress from our early ancestors all the way up to now. Trust me, you can feel the stress of your ancestors even if you don't understand where it comes from. A lot of our people feel drained, tired, and worn down. It's not all coming from your daily events and modern day actions. This is coming from a long time ago. Did you know that when a woman is pregnant with a child, if she stresses, that stress passes on to her child. And when that child is born, it's born with a level of stress already assigned to it that it had physically nothing to do with. This is the same thing that has happened to all of us. Every child born in these God-forsaken slave countries have caused our women to give birth under this type of oppression. And each child that comes into this world comes in with a taste of suppression and oppression. All right, so let's move on to knowledge. There's 4 chapters here. Let's go to Africa 101, see what that's about. Africa 101, the wake-up call. Okay, this is a book. All right, I'm not here to try to sell anything to anybody. You know, that's not what I do. But this is a book that is available at Amazon. So if you're interested in this book, look up the website ADDI, and I'm sure there is a yeah, right here. There is an option to order the book if you desire. But Africa 101, The Wake Up Call, is a book about the hunters and the hunted. The hunters are African exploiters, slavers, colonizers, and neo-colonizers, and the hunted are the African people who survived against severe odds. In this book, former African Union Ambassador to the United States, Her Excellency, Ambassador Arikana Chihobori Kwayo, MD, tells the story of Africa in her usual in your face style, although she served as a diplomat. Of course, you guys can go to this site and check it out for yourself. I just wanted to make y'all aware of things happening right now. Now here we can join, and I do intend to do that as soon as I'm financially able. But this is where you go to join, and like I said, this you put your country in that you reside in right now. But this is where you can go and join. You can choose your age group here. If you are with a company or not, and your profession, I'm not sure what subspecialty is. I guess that would be whatever it is that you specify. What's your special skills or your profession? Oh, well, that's up here too. So anyway, this is the application. And as I mentioned before, it's $365 to join. That's a full membership, and that's like $1 a day. So let's go to, let me just check this out. Like I said, we're looking at this together for the first time. This is my first time going through this. I stumbled upon this information and I decided to look into it. Community Partnership Program, your donation support community building in Zimbabwe. Okay, so it looks like you can donate to any particular country in the continent that you choose. This is Sierra Leone, Ghana, and this is Zimbabwe. So there's a list of different countries, and here's a whole list of projects. Community Partnership Program in Zimbabwe, Inventions Fund, Diaspora Services, COVID-19 Africa, Cyber Security Sponsorship, $1 Million Campaign, Youth Empowerment, Women Empowerment, Legacy Project, and Operations Fund. And last but not least, Burkina Faso. So in case you guys haven't realized what this is actually saying, is you now have a home to go to. There is a process, and the deadline for applications is Friday, February 28th, 2025. So let's see what this is about. Going home to Burkina Faso, our El Dorado. Burkina Faso, situated in West Africa, is renowned for its rich cultural heritage, diverse ethnic groups, and vibrant art scene. Despite facing challenges, the country has demonstrated resilience and a commitment to progress, making it an ideal setting for discussions and untapped potential and growth opportunities. The African Diaspora Development Institute, ADDI, successfully took over 200 African diaspora to Burkina Faso in from April to May in 2024. This trip was a combination of cultural excellence and an introduction to investment opportunities. It was also the culmination of an over 400-year journey back home for the ancestors of the enslaved. President Ibrahim Traore, through ADDI, has now extended this invitation to all African diasporas to come back home. Not some, all African diasporas to come back home and finish the unfinished business started by Marcus Garvey. Please visit the following pages to get all the information about the once in a lifetime opportunity. Like I said, the deadline for applications is Friday, February 28th, 2025. Dr. Arikana sends shockwaves exposing U.S. aid diaspora support to Captain Traore. So, like I said, y'all, frequently asked questions about. Let's go through this real quick. Frequently asked questions about the 2025 Burkina Faso Citizenship Initiative. The question, what? The government of Burkina Faso has asked ADDI to spearhead a citizenship initiative that invites African diaspora to apply to be citizens of Burkina Faso. There will be two tiers of applications. Tier 1, all those who have traced their lineage to Burkina Faso through their DNA. Tier 2, any black diaspora. When? Number 1, the government of Burkina Faso has indicated that the ceremony conferring citizenship will happen in June 2025. We are waiting on the government of Burkina Faso to tell us the exact date in June 25. That is, that this event will occur. This will depend on the availability of the president. And number 2, you must be present in Burkina Faso in June 2025 in order to be conferred with Burkina Faso citizenship. How? Applications should be sent to the following email addresses: olayinka20@ouraddi.org and taylor@ouraddi.org. Please see separate page on the website for more detailed information. Applicants should include the following documents: evidence of paid-up individual or student ADDI membership, certificate of DNA ancestry if you have one, government-issued ID, a passport-size photograph. Now, how? What constitutes ADDI membership for this initiative? To qualify for this opportunity, you must be a registered and fully paid up individual or student member of ADDI. Registration and payment as an ADDI member can be made here. Membership options /ADDI. For this opportunity, full membership needs to have been paid by April 30th, 2025. The annual registration fee for a fully paid up individual member of ADDI is as follows: US dollars, 365 United States dollars. For all those living in North America, Canada, Europe, United Kingdom, Australia, and New Zealand, and China. US 100 United States dollars for all those living in Africa, South America, and the Caribbean. The annual registration fee for a fully paid up student member of ADDI is as follows: $50. All right, I'm going to download this And I'm going to print this, I'm going to print this out. Okay, and go back to what we had. The process for applying for Burkina Faso citizenship. You must be a registered and paid up individual or student ADDI member. Membership is $365 a year or $1 per day for individual membership for those living in North America. Give me a second. Okay, there we go. Per day for individual membership. Well, what's going on with my printer? There we go. For individual membership for those living in North America, Canada, Europe, United Kingdom, Australia, and New Zealand, and China. For those living in Africa, South America, and the Caribbean, the annual membership fee is $100. If you are a student, you must still register as a student member and pay the student membership fee of $50. I'm going, okay, I think this is part of what I'm printing out. So I will have this information for anybody that's interested. I'm still seeking out more information on this. So let's look at a video from Burkina Faso in 2023.
They wanted to make sure we understand what is going on. And that there are people that understand Islam, okay? We see you, understand what you're going through. Sometimes when people tell you a story, come in here and actually see all of the and conditions you're living in. And it's all because you stood for what you believe in. Change is not easy. He stood up. is to make sure that what is happening here in Burkina Faso will be a resounding success. Failure is not an option.
Okay, so this, I'm assuming, is a video of some of the diasporas that were welcomed and to Burkina Faso in 2024. Y'all, like I said, this is, I don't know if y'all can realize what's going on here. This is the most amazing thing that has happened for us as a people since the Atlantic slave trade. So anybody in the US, Australia, Canada, anywhere that you've been scattered to, if there was any a time or a sign that it's time for you to go home, it's now. So with that, I'm going to end here and say shalom.